Yuck. Okay, from over there to over here. This isn't my truck. I don't really know why I'm showing it, but I mean, it's kind of a cool truck, so might as well show it. This is my other friend's old Ford that he had since he was young. His dad gave it to him, and he drove it to school for a long time. Well, a couple of years. And then somebody had cut him off, hit him on the right side here. Actually, they didn't. There used to be a great big push bumper in the front here, and the person cut him off, and that bumper, like, it stuck out right here. The bumper caught that vehicle and just pulled the whole right side of this truck over. Like, everything was pointing that way. Or did I say the whole right side? The whole front side of the truck over to the right. And yeah, so it was totaled after that, so he told him he could bring it out to my house, and we ended up straightening out the front end and bombed in her. It was a great bombing truck. It has a 302 V8 in it. And one night, well, he had a little bit too much to drink. I wasn't drinking at all. I was just smoking the funky cabbage. And ended up rolling it. It was the drift of my life, of our lives, I'll tell you that. We had 4 people crammed in there. And yeah, we pulled one epic drift and rolled her. And then we still drove it around after that. It was fine, but then I parked it for the winter, and then I went to start it in the spring, and it wouldn't get oil pressure for some odd reason, and there was a whole bunch of water in the crankcase. I don't know how it got there. It wasn't coolant. It was clear water. When I took the drain plug out, you know, for about 10 seconds, water came out. There's a bunch in there. So yeah, after that it won't get oil pressure, so we have yet to take the pan off and figure out what's going on there. Looks like the air intake tube for it. Oh, there's some booster cables right on. Oh, this is the fuel tank I was telling you about in the previous video there. That was filled with diesel, and well, it was half full of diesel, and we didn't know what I think killed that car. Anyways, on to my car. This is a 1989 Oldsmobile 88. I got this thing for 700 bucks. An elderly couple owned it, and you know, kept her up to maintenance and all that stuff, you know, like well looked after. And it looks like it's got rust, but it's just surface rust, and I WD-40'd it, so it's not going anywhere. But yeah, great car, man. I was nice to it 90% of the time, but you know, that other 10% of the time I bagged her pretty good. And she just held up, man. Great car. But then one day, I think I drove it for a couple of years. The end of my high school days. And beginning of my work days. Anyways, one winter day it was super icy, like black ice all over the roads. And me and my friend was here, the same guy who owned this truck, except at that time he had a GMC Safari, early 90s. Anyways, super icy, and I wanted to turn into auto and tractor. You know, I hit my brakes. It was so icy, I just skid for about literally here almost to those vehicles. It was that icy. And you know, my back window was full of ice too. I didn't clear it off. I was driving it like that. And while we were coming from my house, you know, so my friend was behind me in his van, and yeah, I was ahead, and I pulled into auto and tractor. But you know, I skidded to a stop very slowly, and then I was waiting for a vehicle to pass coming this way. And yeah, then I turned my wheels, just started to accelerate, and then bam! My friend started sliding, and he couldn't stop or turn or nothing, and smacked into it. So that finished that car. I plan on putting new panels and stuff and a new bumper. It's the frame or nothing's bent. We didn't even call any accident. His van wasn't wrecked at all, except for the plastic bumper. But yeah, my car got the bad end of the stick, you could say. But he said he'd help me fix her up. He's a good welder, so we're gonna just cut some panels off a different car and weld her up. Yeah, I guess I'll fire it up here. This is another one of those luxurious cars. Oh, starting to smell like an unused car too. But, you know, I bought the car. The guy said it had 200 and some thousand kilometers, so I thought, oh great, you know, that's not much. But then I turned the key on. Well, actually my dad's the one who started it. I was just outside looking at it. But then I jumped in. And well, first off, I seen those digital gauges and all this digital fun looking stuff. I thought, oh yeah, I'm buying this car, I don't care. But then I looked here and I was like, oh, that's miles per hour. And then I looked at the miles and it only had, I think it was actually 190 some thousand miles at the time. But yeah, the guy thought that was kilometers, so he basically lied. He said it had 190 some thousand kilometers. He didn't mean to though, he didn't know. But anyways, I thought, uh-oh. And I looked around and I figured out here, press this button. Oops. There's kilometers an hour, and oh my goodness. Well, at the time it only had like 320 or 310,000 roughly. I don't know exactly. To tell you the truth, it might have only had about 150,000 miles. I don't know. But it had 310,000 kilometers on it. And then I seen that, I was like, oh no, you know, this car ain't gonna last. But then, no, I was wrong. This car lasted and lasted. You know, if they're maintained well, you can get a car to last, you know, 500,000 kilometers easy. But anyways, yeah, I got 379,000 or 373,000 on it now. This car is famous for just firing up like that. It was sitting for a year the last time I started it there, and it just, same thing, just instant fired right up. Couldn't believe it. Anyways, we'll do a little walk around. See the wires I had for my winter front. You know, the clear coat kind of went to crap. There's a whole bunch of cool stuff on here. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to use this car to boost this truck here. I just wasn't going to start it for the video, but then I thought, well, you know, it's been sitting here for a few months now, so I might as well start it. And my guess is it's dead. Let's try it out real quick. This isn't my truck, this is my dad's old truck. I plan on buying it, so. Ooh, it's still got battery power here. Let's see. Engage the glow plugs here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't look like it's gonna start. Oh, no way. Okay. Sucks, I can't just stop the video because I don't want to make a part 3. I don't have a video editing program that'll work for this camera, so I'm just gonna have to set it down. You're gonna have to watch me pull my car up and all that boring stuff. I need a place to set it. I forgot to mention this car has the 3.8 liter V6, like most of them do. Move you guys over here. So look at the engine in my shack in the background. Or something else to make you guys wait longer. Ooh, those batteries are looking grimy. There's no coolant left. Yeah, right dry. Radiator leaks in this truck, that's why we haven't been using it. Hopefully we don't have to wait too long for the batteries to charge. Guess while we're waiting I could just do a walk around. Alright. A quick view of the engine there. Of the Olds. And of this truck. By the way, this is a 1994 F250 IDI turbo diesel. It's not the Power Stroke, it's the older version. This is actually the last year they made them IDIs. Anyways, we'll start this up. I'll give you a quick walk around while it's charging. Yeah, this truck needs some TLC. But it's still a pretty good truck. It's got 300 and some thousand kilometers. I think 340,000. I don't know. Oh, the ground's all mushy here. Rusting out in the usual spot. Let's see what happens. Oh, let's cross our fingers. Better gauge, it's a little more healthy now. Okay, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, away we go. Oh, she's alive. Oh, I forgot to kick in the high idle. Tachometer's a bit messed up. The sensor to give it its readings is messed up, like 90% of these old Fords do. Or should I say correctly, what happens to 90% of them? Oil pressure gauge likes to stick. I had installed this aftermarket one, but I broke the hose there. The engine, so I have to get a new fitting for it. Yeah, this one's a little rattly. These IDI diesels aren't supposed to sound this loud. I guess they do when they're cold because it advances the injector timing a bit when it's cold, so you know, so it runs a little better, but then once it warms up to a certain point, the high idle kicks out and it retards the injector timing a bit, so it runs a lot quieter. But this truck, somebody must have played with the injector timing and advanced it a bit, because it always rattles like this. This engine's pretty tired, so probably needed to be advanced so it would run smooth. I don't know how many clicks are on it. 362,000 kilometers. I drove this thing quite a bit. Got her stuck a few times. But yeah, I would have started a bit better if I had that high idle kicked in, but yeah, I don't really want to let it run too long. It's got no coolant, so. Ooh, don't you just love the smell of a cold diesel? Really, this old thing runs pretty good though. Rattling, you know, it rattles and all, but she still runs great. Nice and smooth. Can't even feel it shaking. Yeah, this is just my dad's farm truck. Was his main truck for a good long time, but yeah, then he got that red truck over there and kind of retired this one. Let me use it a lot, and I wasn't the nicest to it, although I did take good care of it. I didn't bag it a lot, but every once in a while I let her rip, you know. You can see all the dents and the scratches and the rust, but she's still pretty reliable. I was hoping that it kicked out a high idle already. Guess not. Yeah, it's weird. This tachometer gets accurate sometimes. It'll just bounce right up and tell the truth. Oh, and it'll kind of bounce out again. See, the revs aren't changing. It's just the tachometer. It's just kind of funky, but usually stays pretty accurate once you're above 1500 RPM. But yeah, I'm gonna shut her down. Oh, there, just kicked out a high idle right on. Give you a quick show of what it sounds like at low idle. Oh well, I guess I'll give you a quick show of the other two trucks. I guess I'll just leave the Olds run there. Only got 1 minute now, what the heck? Make sure the temperature's not overheating, no, it's good. And I was gonna start these, but I guess I won't. Who cares? Anyways, they're just new vehicles. I don't really care about new vehicles myself. I like the oldies. Yeah, this is my dad's 2001 GMC Sierra 2500 heavy duty with the 6-liter. Really nice truck actually. It's got 300,000 kilometers on it, but it still goes strong. Drives beautiful. Doesn't get the greatest of fuel mileage though with that bigger engine. But really gets them around. It got me around for quite a while too. When my main car was broke down, I drove this too. And this is my mom's truck. I don't get to drive this one very often, but I do sometimes. This is a 2008 Dodge Ram 1500 5.7. One little dent there. I don't even know how that happened. Hey Raj, wonder how that happened. This truck is in pretty pristine condition yet. My mom keeps it up pretty well. Oh, my dad takes care of that truck too. But yeah. I guess that's about it for all the vehicles here. I guess I didn't get to show you my 86 Parisienne because it's at my auntie and uncle's right now. I blew a tire, so I thought, well, I'll just buy that Mazda over there and bring it home. And I'll get a new tire for the Parisienne someday and bring it home. So I guess you don't get to see that car, but you will when I make its own video. Raja.